In 2019, a mini-series was released by HBO named Chernobyl, and I remember my experience while watching it and how horrific it was. Altogether, it had only 5 episodes, and I remember how deeply I wanted it to end as soon as possible because the experience was too harsh to go through. And when today I am writing this review after watching the newly released Netflix series The Railwayman, it is hard for me to not remember a similar experience and how horrific and mentally tiring this series is. The story and its honesty. When I completed watching the first 2 episodes of the story, all I could think was, why the hell no one else ever presented this story before? It all started with the strangling senses of the Indian railways, and slowly, when the story started smoking good, the traumatic experiences started garnishing to give you one hell of an experience. In simple terms, there is a chemical factory named Union Carbide in Bhopal who have a very harsh and bitter reality with the protection of human rights, and now they are running the chemical factory with no proper hygiene and protection behind. On the other hand, there is a robber named Express Pandit who is running with blood in his hands and is out to rob the Bhopal junction the same night. There is a reporter who is too honest to be alive and is out with his heart on his sleeves to showcase the truth of the factory. And apart from all this, there is a station master having a traumatized past on the way to become the life savior of all the people present in Bhopal apparently. And with all this in hand, it is so luring as a story to not get diverted in between with some masala punches. But the director Shiv Ravel is so on point that from the word go, the horrific scenario can make sense how honestly the story has been presented. The screenplay is the strongest part of the series, where everything is neatly knitted, and with the gut-wrenching performances of the maestros KK Menon as station master, R. Madhavan as GM, Babil Khan as the loco pilot, and Dibyendu as the dacoit, it is just a nightmarish series that is enjoyable yet frightening to go through. The essence and subtlety. The series at no point tries to be filmy, rather it strolls between the line of being filmy and being a wholehearted documentary. There is Sunny Hinduja with a solid role of a news reporter, and the way with his narration the story initiates, you get an intense documentary touch as the story progresses, and the approach is just too real to not control your tears. The essence of the series is the realistic touch where people are dying out of suffocation and toxicity at one point, and on the other hand, there is Express Bandit going on thinking about how he can get all the money out of the locker while cuffing and fighting for life. Particularly, there is a scene where a mother is dead while breastfeeding her child. With toxins coming out of her mouth, her child is still sucking milk out of her breast, and that is something that no man with emotions can see and sit silent. With all these subtle touches of the human, where all a human thinks about is to save his own life, being selfish, the series not only chronicles the tale of the tragedy, rather silently comments on how horrific we human beings are, where we can even step on another human when it comes for survival. The performances. When you have such an emotionally humid story to present, then all you need is a star cast like this series had. At no point in the 4 episodes you will be able to find who is doing the best of their job and who is the show stealer. KK Menon initiates the stride of making the show look more realistic, with every emotion being felt with his simple pauses, and later Babil, Sunny, Dibyendu, and in the end R. Madhavan just joined hands to give this stellar story the best cast it could have got. The no-nonsense essence of the story also forces the actors to not go beyond what is there in the screenplay, and for acknowledging how effective they were, one needs to watch the series. Apart from these 4, there is also Dibyendu Bhattacharya and a lot of small characters who unknowingly own the series, and I cannot believe this series without them. Well, I don't know, sadly or fortunately, I do not have any drawbacks to this series, and if any, I'm happy that it went unnoticed and it did not affect my experience. Maybe after a couple of days, when I will be out of the effect of this series, I may get back to you guys with the unnoticeable drawbacks. But for now, this series is something to be held and to be seen by everyone. It is India's Chernobyl. And that's a wrap to the video, guys. The Railwayman is streaming on Netflix to watch. Do comment your thoughts about the series and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Fortnite Chronicles.